They're the ones who raise the bar. The ones dedicated to providing care in the most demanding of circumstances. The ones that understand the healing benefits of kindness and compassion. They're the people of Sarah Bush Lincoln, and they set the bar high. Sarah Bush Lincoln, trusted, compassionate care right here close to home.
Carl is redefining healthcare around you, innovating new solutions and offering all levels of care when and where you need it. Investing in technology and research to optimize healthcare, Carl, with Health Alliance, is always at the forefront to help you thrive.
Meeting the ever-changing healthcare needs of our communities, Paris Community Hospital Family Medical Center is now Horizon Health, with the same ownership, management, providers, and employees. Horizon Health provides patient care and promotes wellness to the communities of East Central Illinois.
At HS St. Anthony's Memorial Hospital, we are at work transforming heart care, rebuilding knees and hips, delivering new generations, and focused on providing health care to you. We are HS St. Anthony's Memorial Hospital.
Hi, thank you so much for tuning in today for this episode of Being Well. I'm your host, Keanne Armstrong, and today we're going to be talking about something that probably affects some older people in your life, supportive living, and we're here to find out just what that is. I have joining me today Amy Neal, and I also have Miriam Anderson, both with Heritage Woods of Charleston. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so this is something that I think a lot of people want to know about. Maybe they don't understand what it is, but they've heard about it. So let's just open the show up and talk about what is supportive living.
Okay, supportive living in the state of Illinois is basically assisted living with the Medicaid component added. What it's designed to do is make assisted living affordable to most folks.
Okay.
In a supportive living facility, we can have people whose payer source is private pay or long-term care insurance, or some people can come in and Medicaid can assist them with their fees for living there. We can have people coming in private pay pending, and we will help them with the Medicaid process every step of the way. We would never just tell somebody, go out and get yourself some Medicaid. We will help them from application all the way through recertifications.
Right, because it can be pretty overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, and Medicaid changes frequently. We are fortunate that with our company, there are Medicaid specialists at the corporate office, so we can send up paperwork, and they will help us kind of get through the mire of what Medicaid is.
Yeah, because it can be confusing. So is that where the supportive, the term supportive comes in? Because there is assisted, but this is supportive. So assisted, does it offer Medicaid, or is it the supportive is where you know that the Medicaid is involved?
Exactly. If it's an assisted living facility, they do not accept Medicaid. Supportive living facilities do.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. So what are the requirements? Is there an age requirement?
Yes, for seniors 65 and older.
Okay.
Of all income levels.
All right. And in order to know whether they, I guess, are eligible for assisted living or supportive living, is there something health required that they need to get checked, or I don't know? Explain that.
They do have to need some assistance. They need to be capable of some self-care, but need assistance with some of their activities of daily living. And there's a screening process for that.
Screening process. That's what I was getting at.
Nursing assessment.
A nursing assessment.
There's a nursing assessment, and then there's also an outside screening that is done also.
Okay.
But that's just to ensure that they are appropriate for our facility.
We want to make sure they're safe.
Well, yeah, that's important. And so lots of residents live at Heritage Woods, and so you have lots of different services that you provide there, and so do a lot of other places that offer supportive and assisted living. So what are some of those services that families might need to know about that can be offered at a place such as Heritage Woods?
Well, I know for me, I came into this business on a very personal level. I had been a caregiver for my mom for 12 years and then just could not meet her needs safely. So for me, knowing that there's somebody there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that I think is what a lot of families are looking for. Each apartment has call boxes in the units, and there are CNAs there 24 hours a day. We also have nursing staff there, and if the nurses are not there, they are on call.
Okay.
And for me, I think a lot of families, that's the biggest thing, knowing that their loved one is safe.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a big worry when, you know, you're a child of someone who may need some help, and you're like, what do I do? They can't live on their own, but I can't have someone here all the time.
Yeah. My sister and I, actually, my mom was in assisted living before she passed away, but it was beforehand, it was really tough on us. I was going to school full-time, also working part-time, and my sister was working full-time. So it was just us taking care of her. Anytime we would go check on her, she would either need a lot of help, would be on the floor. So it's a good peace of mind for those people knowing that they are safe with the assistance of the CNAs.
Exactly. And we're also providing them 3 meals a day plus snacks. And again, when I was a caregiver, I was running before work, running on my lunch, going after work, spending the weekends, making sure that my mom had everything she needed. And we will take care of that. Our dining program, I think it does a good job because they can also order off an a la carte menu if they don't care for the 2 main entrees that are being served that day. So it does offer something for everybody to eat.
Okay.
I was going to add medication is huge
I
as
was
well.
going to ask about that next. Talk to me about the medication
We meet
aspect.
so many people in the outside community, seniors that are forgetting to take their medicine. Either they're not taking it, they're not taking the right dosages, not taking it on time. So we do have a medication assistance program where they can either get reminded or we're in charge of their medicine. So it's also another peace of mind for the family members, knowing that their loved ones are getting their medicine taken correctly and on time. So.
Right, because that's so confusing. You know, there's all these bottles, you don't know what they are, you don't know how to go about it. And then sometimes pharmacies can put them in the packets, you know, or you can put them in those little trays where you know what times a day to take them. But still, I think that can get overwhelming, and especially if maybe an older family member isn't feeling well or something, they can't keep it all together. So that help is, you know, great to know that that's offered.
Yep, and they come in packets with a date and time that they're supposed to take them. So
Good.
the CNAs are able to give them the package.
Good. What about like daily living things such as laundry or housekeeping, things like that? How does that come into play?
We do housekeeping for each of our residents on a weekly basis, as well as laundry. Some of our residents do choose to do their own laundry, and they can do that. We have resident laundry rooms there that are free for them to use, and we provide them with the detergent and fabric softener also. But we are more than happy to do their laundry for them.
Okay.
And the CNAs can assist with activities of daily living like showering, dressing. Trying to think of some other assistance that they
and every person gets a care plan created for them when they moved in, and that care plan is kind of a fluid document. So maybe when they moved in, they didn't need a lot of assistance, and but then they have a fall or because they get pneumonia or something like that, and they need more assistance. Then that care plan is adjusted as often as need be to meet those needs. And supportive living facilities do not charge extra for any of those services.
All right. That kind of leads me into something else that I'm curious about is how do you know, I mean, it's really hard to make the decision, you know, for a family member when you sort of know what their wishes are, but maybe they're not able to fully explain at a certain point in time. How do you know when it's the right time to look for somewhere for assisted or supportive versus maybe a nursing home or something like that? What is the difference, and how do you make that call? What's some guidelines or tips that you give to folks?
Every family is different. Usually what happens, and it happened with me too, it's an emergency situation. There was a fall, rehab, and then I was scrambling to look. And the perfect world, people will start looking way ahead of when they need it. So I suggest that people visit lots of places. I suggest that they can make appointments to meet with the folks there, but also go unannounced. Go in, sit in the lobby, talk to the people that live there, get their take on what it's like to live there. I think that's really important because I know for me, when I couldn't take care of my mom anymore, I felt a little bit like a failure. And so at least I knew when I made the choice that I felt comfortable with where she was going to be. And I think that that's important for a lot of families. Do you have anything to add? No? Okay.
No, that covers it. I mean, it is a big choice, a big decision, and you do feel like there's a lot of weight lying on your shoulders if you're an only child or if you do have siblings. I mean, it's a big decision.
Yeah, and a lot of people, my mom was not wild about the idea of going to assisted living. She fought me, but it was about her safety at that point in time. But a lot of people have in mind that assisted living, supportive living, and nursing homes are one and the same, and they are different. And each of those facilities have their place. In skilled care in a nursing home, they're meeting the needs that we are not equipped to make if somebody's health is at that point. But assisted living or supported living is nice for folks that just need some help, some support. They have their own apartment. They will never be forced to have a roommate if they don't choose to.
They can come and go as they please as well. They just need to sign in and out just for safety reasons.
Okay, so can they have a car?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they just sign in and out. They drive back and forth themselves if they're able to, but if they don't, is there transportation provided?
Yes, we take them to and from their doctor's appointments and also shopping. In the summer times also, we like to take them to the lake, and they do a pontoon boat ride. There's all kinds of different activities that we will take them do different outings.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Well, let's talk about some of those activities. What are some activities that you offer?
Okay, so while we do the pontoon boat rides in the summertime, inside we have what's called this program that's called Smart Bucks. So say they go to Bible study or fitness class or Wii bowling. Wii bowling is huge at our community.
Wii bowling?
It's
the bowling
huge.
Wii?
It is
Yes.
huge. They love it. There's actually one gentleman that practices before lunch or before breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So he's always...
Yeah, and there's an assisted living coalition, and there are statewide tournaments.
Really?
We have gone as far as coming in third. This year we didn't quite make it that far.
Well,
but
congratulations.
So they get Smart Bucks for anything that they decide they want to participate in. These are all optional. We do not make them do these activities. So they have this sheet that they keep track of all of the activities that they participated in. And at the end of each quarter, they get to bid on items for their apartment with the Smart Bucks that they earn.
Oh,
so it's a
fun.
good incentive to keep them active and social. Being active and social is huge for seniors.
All right, let's talk about that. How do you keep them active on a daily basis? And is it difficult? I mean, do some of them really are go-getters? Talk to me about that.
Some of them are go-getters and want to be involved in everything, and some are more hesitant than others. And one of the ways that we keep people interacting with each other is that we do have the dining room, and that's where the meals are. And we do ask that our people come down twice a day. They don't, not 3 times if they don't wish, but twice a day. They need to come down for meals. And even the most hesitant person, after doing that for a week or so, next thing you know, they're socializing.
And it's great for them to get out of their apartment so they're not there the entire time.
Yeah, well, socialization, I think, would be a really major factor in trying to select something for a loved one, because sitting at home and having someone come visit, I mean, they're alone a lot.
Yeah.
And when you're in an area where there's a place to socialize, I mean, how could you not feel a little bit better?
And we meet so many seniors out in the community that just sit at home. They used to be social. Maybe they had a fall and now they're scared to get out. But once they come and realize that there's all kinds of different activities to do and there are people to talk to, it really changes them for the better.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you have themed events, different activities, ongoing things that folks look forward to?
We have all those things, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, for instance, next week we're having, is that next week? No, it's next month. We're having a beach party theme afternoon where we have an entertainer coming in singing music from the 50s and 60s. We do that a lot. We have different entertainers that come in quite a bit. Each month we have a community luncheon that we open to the public, and we always have entertainment then.
My dad has performed. He's done DJing, their sock hop, different musical acts with his church. We have a variety of people that come in and perform for our residents.
And a lot of the entertainers, like Miriam's dad, involve the residents. I didn't think he was going to get his microphone back from the last time.
Really?
One of the ladies got a hold of it and was enjoying it. And
that's fun.
There's a group of ladies there that they're like, we're their groupies.
Oh, okay.
But they love it. They have a great time.
Right. It sounds like a great lifestyle for some folks who really enjoy that. And just knowing that there's a way to socialize, keep them active, keep them living so they don't get depressed, because I would think that would be something to kind of keep in the back of your mind, you know, like, what can I do for my loved one, or how can I help them live in the remainder of their lives to the best of their ability?
And depression is a huge issue with this population, and a lot of it is because of the isolation and the losses that they feel that they can't take care of everything themselves. So we try to get them as active as we can to combat that.
Yeah, that sounds
And we also
great.
let them have their time to themselves as well.
Yeah, they're in charge of their time and space. If my mother hated bingo, so she didn't have to play bingo,
Right.
and so but other people love it, so they could choose what they want to do.
If they want to go and take a nap right after breakfast, they sure can. So
Yeah, so it's just an apartment living type of
It's their
lifestyle, and with a little assistance that they might need, just because they can't completely self-care for themselves. All right, but the supportive aspect is where the Medicaid comes into play.
Yes.
Okay, so for folks who may not understand what Medicaid is versus Medicare, can we explain that a little bit?
Yeah, Medicaid is very different than Medicare. Medicare is that health insurance program through the federal government. Medicaid is, through the state of Illinois, and that picks up what Medicare might not, or some folks do have supplemental plans, and so Medicaid can come in and pick up. There's a lot of requirements to qualify for Medicaid, and it changes frequently.
Okay.
There are asset limitations that the state mandates, and so folks may have to spend down to get to that level before Medicaid starts helping pay for their care.
Okay. Sometimes I hear people talking about folks getting some insurance that helps pay for, nursing care or different things like that. Is that come into play with supportive living or assisted living? Is there any kind of insurance out there that...
There are long-term care plans that some people have, and we do accept them, and each plan is different. And so when people sometimes call and ask if we accept theirs, I usually say, well, let's take a look at it, because every plan is different, but we do have people that utilize that.
Okay, good to know. What are some fun stories or different memories that you have that, just stick out in your mind?
let's see. We had a couple residents get engaged last year.
Really?
Yep. We had a resident that turned 105.
Oh my goodness.
We just had a couple celebrate their 75th wedding anniversary the other day.
Oh my.
And that's amazing. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. Do they live together?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So
Yeah.
there is that possibility that
yes.
if you do have, a mom and dad, that they can both live together.
We have a few couples that live there.
Okay.
And they have different options, so they can share one apartment. So once in a while, they kind of like the idea of having two separate apartments, and so
Have their
whatever works.
They've lived together for so long.
Understandable.
yeah. So we work with that too.
All right. Well, what are some things that we haven't talked about that maybe are on your mind, or things that you deal with through the supportive living, assisted living that I'm just not thinking of, or I'm just not coming up with? What's some things that you get asked?
The good thing about our program, and I don't think this has been brought up, it's nice knowing, we do have people that pay privately. We also have people that are on Medicaid, but you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yes.
Once they change, like if say they come in privately, but then they move to Medicaid, they don't have to move their apartment. So you would never be able to tell who's Medicaid, who's not.
Yeah, there are no separate Medicaid apartments. There's no separate Medicaid services. It's all the same.
Okay.
It's all the same.
So everybody's treated equally.
Exactly.
Also, we talked a little bit about this, but regarding the leveling charges, that is also a really good thing that we don't have. We do not have that.
So supported living facilities don't have that. Some assisted livings do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have a loved one living in assisted living, supportive living, how do you know when they might be needing even more care? How do you make that decision? Do you work with the families in a situation like this?
Yeah, we do that. We watch. We actually have morning meeting every day, and we have a watch list. And so if we notice, and it could be somebody from any of the disciplines, nursing, dietary, anyone there noticing somebody starting to fail, we put them on the watch list. We involve family. We involve the doctor, saying this is what we're seeing, how can we address it? So we can see if we can slow down that progression or be prepared for when we just can't provide enough care for them to safely be there.
Okay, and if they're needing more care, what is something that you should maybe take into consideration? Like what would be something that would require more care?
If they've gotten to the point that they need 2 people to assist them to transfer, that's above our level of care.
Okay.
If they need skilled nursing care, IV antibiotics, things like that, that's beyond our level of care. Sometimes people can go for a short time for rehab and then get those services taken care of and then come back to us.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. So that if they do
Absolutely.
need something, then they can come back.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Now, how does it work if you have family members? I mean, sometimes family members don't live close. So what if they're out of state or out of the area? Maybe even out of the country. How do you work with that? Do family members need to think about a place that's close in proximity to them? Does it work better? Is there advantages, disadvantages?
I think that's different for every family. Some people they're rooted in their community, and so even if the family's moved away, there's enough community support that's fine. Some people, they need to have them close to them, and it really is a case-by-case basis. But we have our Facebook page that people keep up on their loved ones. We also have something called Care Merge, that families we post things on there and communicate with families through that also.
Okay. All right. Do you
They
have
can
anything you'd
see
like to add?
different pictures that they from different activities and events. They can also put on there, see what's Dad up to today.
All right. So that's on your Facebook page?
Yes.
So would they just look up Heritage Woods of
Yep,
Charleston?
Heritage Woods of Charleston, and I keep good updates every single day
All
on
right.
different activities.
Okay. And is there a website available as well for more information?
Yes, it's hw-charleston-slf.com.
Okay. And how about a phone number? Is there a phone number for helpful information as well?
Yes, 217-345-4900.
All right. Well, we've covered a lot of topics today, and trying to figure out what to do with your loved ones, when they reach a certain point in their lives. Is there anything that you'd like to add at this point in time? We have a couple of minutes left in the program.
Well, we definitely welcome for someone, maybe their family member is on the fence, they really want to stay home, they think that might be a nursing home. We definitely welcome them in to see what we're all about, show them around. We can show them their apartments and see what it might look like if it was set up for them. So.
We have a lot of residents that love showing off their apartments, and so if they see us showing somebody around, they'll track us down and say, "Oh, you've got to show them mine." So that's nice.
Each apartment's very unique. We have one lady her apartment is very oriental. We have another lady that has a lot of crafts and quilts in her apartment. So it's really cool to show off.
I think it's so cool that there's this opportunity for a family member. So you feel like they're able to have a normal life, as much as normal as they can, but maybe just not have to worry about them living on their own. So I think that's, I don't know, it just is a weight lifted off some people's shoulders. Do you feel that way?
I think so, and especially for the families that are far away, knowing, okay, they're safe, that they're good. And when they come to visit, our residents can have overnight guests, so they can stay with them. And we encourage that.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. It really is just like living at home, just making sure that they're safe, taken care of, and they've got some socialization and activities to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, I thank both of you for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for the information. And we hope that you have received a lot of helpful information. So if you have a loved one in your family that you're trying to figure out what to do, we hope this information comes your way and that you're able to make a good decision. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
At HS St. Anthony's Memorial Hospital, we are at work transforming heart care, rebuilding knees and hips, delivering new generations, and focused on providing health care to you. We are HS St. Anthony's Memorial Hospital.
Meeting the ever-changing healthcare needs of our communities, Paris Community Hospital Family Medical Center is now Horizon Health, with the same ownership, management, providers, and employees. Horizon Health provides patient care and promotes wellness to the communities of East Central Illinois.
Carl is redefining healthcare around you, innovating new solutions and offering all levels of care when and where you need it. Investing in technology and research to optimize healthcare, Carl, with Health Alliance, is always at the forefront to help you thrive.
They're the ones who raise the bar. The ones dedicated to providing care in the most demanding of circumstances. The ones that understand the healing benefits of kindness and compassion. They're the people of Sarah Bush Lincoln, and they set the bar high. Sarah Bush Lincoln, trusted, compassionate care right here close to home.